So you might be wondering why I'm reviewing The Good Dinosaur again. I mean, you saw me and my brother talk about it and rip it to shreds and agree with everyone that it's absolutely awful. But you know, something about that didn't feel right. I couldn't explain it, just even though I was angry and I was laughing at it, something just felt a little off being so mean to it. So I decided to put it on and watch it again. And yeah, it's still not good, but I have to be honest, it's not as bad as I remember it. I think all the talks of production troubles and the high expectations I expect out of Pixar really threw me off balance, and when I look back on it, there is some stuff I actually think is okay. In a very bizarre parallel universe, but in some strange way not bizarre enough, dinosaurs and humans live at the exact same time. While one dinosaur family tries to build a home, a little brontosaurus loses his father. He has to journey a long distance to find his true home, and along the way he comes across a little cave boy, who acts more like a dog than an actual human. That's a funny idea. The dinosaur hates the cave boy because he blames him for his father's death, but over time, as you'd imagine, a little bit of a friendship forms, and they learn to live with each other and help each other survive. Along the way he comes across other dinosaurs, some strange, some even stranger in many ways, who try to get him home as the cave boy himself tries to figure out where his true home is. So yeah, it's already kind of an odd idea, but like I said, not one that's super crazy. I mean, okay, dinosaurs and people living at the same time. It's odd, but it's been done before in crazier ways, like in Dinosaurs and Flintstones and so forth. The meshing of ideas in this movie is about as unbalanced as, well, honestly, the backgrounds and the foregrounds of it. The backgrounds in this movie are unbelievable. Every single time I look at it, I swear they're real. I swear I'm just looking at this beautiful sunset and these real rocks, but then you just see these really fake, weirdly designed, cartoony dinosaurs that are just so distracting. I'm not gonna act like the CG in Dinosaur was anything great, but at least it kinda matched that more realistic background. Here, it's just so odd. The world tries to have some references to modern day stuff, like these kind of weird cowboy dinosaurs that don't ride horses but kind of run like they're half horse, half cowboy. It's so weird. The young dinosaur gets really whiny really quick, and I don't think that's the actor's fault. Again, it's just not an especially well-written character. The cave boy at times is a little interesting, but maybe that's because he never talks, and a lot of his expression has to be done through just his big dog-like eyes and weird movements, and I don't know, there's almost something there. Like when he sees other cave people and they kinda do want to get closer but don't want to get closer, and there's no talking at all, it's just very atmospheric, and a scene like that I almost felt really leapt off the screen and was really powerful, but just something doesn't quite fit. Maybe because there's not a clear vision of this movie, it never came across as anything that strong. But as I say that, I have to admit it's not one of the worst visions I've seen, it's just kinda clumsy. It's like it needed one more rewrite, okay, 2 more rewrites. But they were on a deadline and couldn't get them in time. You hear stories all the time about movies that have terrible productions and go from director to director and writer to writer and producer to producer, and yeah, I guess this is one of those movies and you can clearly tell, but at the same time, I've seen worse movies like that. It is still a very basic journey film about 2 characters that have to bond, and there is a lot of nice scenery and starts of good ideas and some quiet moments and some scenes that are almost heavy but don't quite hit. So yeah, it's not good, but I do feel a little bad that I was hating on it as much as I was before. Watching it again, there are definitely some positive elements, and the bad elements aren't as, I don't know, nerve-wracking as I let on. I feel like a lot of people worked hard to pull something out of this, something that at least looked decent, and yeah, it does look decent. Not great, especially by Pixar standards, but you can show a little kid this and it would be totally fine. So I'll give it that. It's a totally fine little kids movie as long as you don't really think about it like you would most Pixar films. But it is a Pixar film, and we do hold them to a very high standard. So I guess what I'm getting to is, The Good Dinosaur is bad, but not as bad as I originally thought.